Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Leviathan. I just want to go ahead and make this quick video on Arcana, a skill build, so that you guys can deal the max amount of DPS that you can with Arcana. It's going to be really easy, really simple. If you do want to see if Arcana is for you, go ahead and check out my previous video, So You Want to Play Arcana. Kind of explains a little bit of Arcana's card sets, or her identity skill, actually. And just a little bit of background about Arcana before you actually start playing and get into this build. In this build, I'm going to go ahead and go over the skills, stats, engravings, and also a card set that I would recommend running. So to get into stats, what you're going to want to go ahead and pick up is going to be specialization. That's going to be your main one that you want to focus on, and then your secondary will be crit. You want specialization just because this will increase the rune skill damage and the card meter gained as well, so that you can be getting these cards or your identity skill quicker. It also increases the damage of your awakening skill as well, so the higher spec you got, the more damage that you can deal with your runes and awakening. And again, just being able to get more cards out is going to be what's going to allow you to deal as much a high DPS as possible. And then again with crit, it's just going to be increasing crit rate so that you can get that up as high as possible to be able to deal huge amounts of damage. So going on to engravings, your number one engraving that you want to pick up is going to be Empress's Grace. Now with Empress's Grace, you're going to be increasing your four stack damage output by 30%. You're also going to be getting a recovery of 30% MP when you hit, which is going to be great. But in all honesty, with the specialization, with the high specialization that you have, you're not going to really notice that MP going down too far. And if you do have identity cards that you can actually get to increase that up, especially like the star card, where it just fills up your MP by 100% once you get that card. Again, it is RNG for that, but it's really not necessary in terms of MP recovery. These other engravings that I'm going to go ahead and show here now are going to be other pickups that I recommend going, especially Adrenaline. Adrenaline is going to help you increase your damage output, since for every skill that you cast, you do get a stack that increases your damage output. And also crit rate, which is going to be great. Precise Dagger, Barricade, especially if you got bards on your team, it's going to increase your damage. And then Grudge for higher level Arcanists, essentially, or Arcana, to be able to deal max amount of damage. Now Grudge, I do recommend staying away from a little bit until you get to higher level, since you are relatively squishy. So before we get into the skills, I do just want to go ahead and explain that Arcana has 3 different colored skills. So those 3 different colors are going to be yellow, blue, and red. So your yellow skills are going to be normal skills. Blue skills are going to be stacking skills. That's how you're going to be adding stacks onto your enemies. And then your red skills are going to be a way of releasing that damage or stack onto the enemy. So again, this is going to be more focused on stacking and red skills. So you're going to be seeing more blue and red skill based compared to yellows. Your yellows are just going to be more effect based or quick damage, essentially. So to start off with skills, what you're going to want to pick up is Call of Destiny. You're going to want to head and level this up to level 10 and get 3 tripods. What you're going to want to pick up is Nimble Movement for that increased attack speed. Quick Draw, so that you can actually get a chance to obtain a specialty card. Chain Attack, that actually throws 2 extra cards just to deal a little bit more damage, and also gives you a 40% damage increase. Your next skill that we want to pick up is going to be Return. Now with Return, essentially this is going to be a combo skill. So you're going to be needing either to hold down the key or press it twice after casting to essentially do damage and a counter attack of what it's called. So with this, you're going to want to pick up to or level up to level 10. You're going to want to get your tripods as Weakness Exposure, Concentrated Card, and Expose Darkness. So essentially with this, it's just going to be able to deal out more damage, especially after casting, and I do recommend going ahead and using this with Spiral Edge, which we'll go over in a second. Now your next skill that you're going to pick up is Quadra Accelerate. Now Quadra Accelerate is going to be your main stacking skill. Essentially you just throw cards toward the target 4 times, and you want to level this up to level 7. So at level 7 you could pick up 2 tripods, which you're going to want attack speed, which is going to be 20% increase, and card draw, so that your outgoing damage is 20% more, and you also get a 5% chance to get a stacking of 4. So essentially it has a random chance to just stack instantly to number 4, and you can use the red skill right after that to just release that damage and get really high DPS. The next skill that you're going to pick up is going to be Scratch Dealer. Now this is going to be a really good combo skill because you could actually move pretty far with it. It moves up to 7 meters towards the target locations, and then again with the combo skill you either need to hold it or press twice, and essentially you're going to be dealing 1 hit and then a secondary hit right after. You're going to want to pick up or level this up to level 10 and pick up the 3 tripods as excellent mobility, weak point attack, and safety device. Essentially safety device will be increasing it to a 3 mode combo skill where you do 3 essentially attacks where you're going to be dashing forward, slamming, and then jumping back, which is going to be pretty cool, and it also increases your attack speed and move speed for 3 seconds. Now your next pickup is going to be Spiral Edge. Spiral Edge is going to be your main skill that you're going to be casting to get your stacks up fairly quickly. You're going to be essentially leaping around. It's kind of hard to move around with this, in my opinion. You just need to make sure that your character is facing the right way, but you want to max this out to level 10. So you want to pick up for tripods is Quick Prep, Ruthless Shot, and Quick Pace. Now with Quick Pace you are going to be getting that move speed of 40%, so you do move pretty quickly with this, so you just got to make sure that you're facing the right direction, because with that increased speed you kind of just jump around pretty quickly. Going into the rune skills or your red skills, what you want to pick up is Celestial Rain. Now this is going to be just a point click skill, and you want to max this out to level 10. You want to get Vital Point, Enhanced Strike, and also Weak Point Detection. This is going to be increasing the cooldown by 8 seconds, but you are going to be dishing out more damage, especially paired with Empress's Grace with 4 stacks. You'll be dealing huge amounts of damage, and it is going to be one of your main skills to cast to get that DPS up. Your next skill is going to be Serendipity. Now Serendipity, you're going ahead and max it out as well to level 10. This does have a stagger effect of mid stagger level, so you can actually stagger with this, or if you need stagger checks, I do recommend just holding on to this a little bit longer compared to the other red skills. But again, deal huge damage with this, and with the correct tripods of Piercing Strike, Lucky Blow, and Intended Luck, you can be dealing huge amounts of damage, and especially with Lucky Blow, each stacking grants a 20% chance that the rune's crit damage will be increased to 240%. So you deal huge amounts of damage when that crit rate is up. So crit rate is very important on Arcana. Now the next skill that you want to pick up is Secret Garden. With Secret Garden, you're going to be dealing damage in a little bit of a circle. You do want to pick up Vital Point, or you do want to max this out to level 10 and pick up Vital Point, Perfect Secret, and Secret Chance, just to be able to dish out that damage a lot more frequently. And lastly, your Awakening skill is going to be Deathbound. Now Deathbound is going to be a huge DPS factor in all of this. Essentially, when you have correct cards, you could actually get the crit rate to 100%. I believe the card is called Call. So with Call and your Deathbound, it does mix, and Call essentially gives you a 100% crit rate chance, and it does work with the awakening skill, and essentially with the amount of stacks that you have on the enemy, this will be increasing the damage to increasing the damage to Deathbound. So with the total of 4 stacks, you can get an increase of 300%, which is very great, especially paired with that Call card that gives you guaranteed crit chance. You're going to be dealing huge amounts of damage. And then especially if you get the RNG gods on your side and get Call and Wheel of Fortune, you can cast 2 Deathbounds back to back. So with Wheel of Fortune, it's gonna be a card or identity card that Arcana has, and with that you're going to be able to instantly refresh that skill that you just cast. So the way you want to do it is you're going to want to cast your Call card and then your Wheel of Fortune card, then Deathbound. Once your Deathbound skill is finished, it will actually automatically refresh. Hopefully you still have those stacks on that enemy, or you can just restack on them and then cast your Deathbound again to get that double awakening skill off, which is crazy. And lastly is going to be your card set. So the card set that I currently run right now is going to be the Lost Wind Cliff set. So with that, it is going to be a mid-tier card set that you're going to be running. It is pretty hard to get, especially leveling that up. It's pretty costly, but it is going to be one of the more recommended ones unless you want to go with Light of Salvation, which is going to be a very high tiered one, but again, that's going to be more end game. If you are a beginner into Arcana, I do recommend going for like the Field Boss card set, Field Boss 2 specifically, since that does increase your crit rate once you level it up, and it's a little bit more attainable compared to Lost Wind and Light of Salvation. These are going to be the card sets that I recommend for Arcana. Again, there's a lot of card sets that a lot of people run, but these are going to be the main 3 that I've seen so far. I think that's going to be it for this video, guys. Again, if you guys have any questions, just leave them down in the comments below. Please leave a like and subscribe. I really do appreciate it. I love making these videos for you guys, and I've got a lot of love on my Bard build that I made out. I'll go ahead and link it at the very end of this video. But please like, subscribe, and thanks for watching, guys. Peace.